Hello, everybody. My name is Martha Alter-Hines, and I'm so happy, I'm so excited to be here today with Margo Zen. And we're going to be talking today about Andromeda, specifically the Andromeda Galaxy. And specifically, we're going to be weaving in Margo's really beautiful perspective on Andromeda and on the cosmos in general from the more of the galactic astrology perspective. So I'll say a lot more about Margo as we go along, but Margo is part of Julia Balaz's community, of the Galactic Astrology community, if you're familiar with that beautiful community. And so we're going to be, bringing in that more of that perspective on the stars and the galaxies, plus Margo's unique soul being, which is so beautiful. Yeah, but before we start, I just want to say I want to explain why I invited Margo to meet with me and then to do this video. And what it really comes down to is I was having an experience in my own life, long story that I won't go into, but I was trying to communicate a particular experience I was having to somebody in my life, and I could not figure out the words because it was so beyond human words. And I picked up my phone and I clicked on this video that was created by Margo on your YouTube channel, and it was your Crystal Cave bedtime story of this new series of unbelievably beautiful videos that you're making. And I watched this video and I started crying because I went, that is exactly what I've been trying to say. How did she do that? It was so exquisite. Oh, man. And I mean, on every level, like just so many layers of beauty, and soul wisdom and vision and like heart. And oh my goodness.
Thank you so much.
You're amazing. Yeah. So I reached out to Margo and we connected, and Margo's work is just beautiful, and I really want to promote your YouTube channel because people need to know about it. It's exquisite. And yeah, so thank you, Margo, for being here.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for inviting me and
Okay.
connecting with me.
Yeah. So Andromeda Galaxy specifically. Where should we start? Should we start with showing where it is in the sky, or is there something you want to say before we launch into it?
No, I think we can start there to orient ourselves.
Awesome. Yeah, so for people who are not familiar with the Andromeda Galaxy, I'm going to show it to you on Stellarium, and I've said this in lots of my videos. You can go to Stellarium it's just a website and it's free, and you can look at anything really in the sky that you want anytime. And if you are trying to see where the Andromeda Galaxy falls in your chart, we'll talk about this more, I think, as we go along. But if you were to equate the Andromeda Galaxy with our ecliptic, which is not exactly accurate, but if you were, it's at, what is it, 28 degrees of Aries, right?
Correct.
Yeah, and we can show that in a minute also. But right now here, I'm going to pull up Stellarium so you can see. No, there we go. Okay. So yeah, so you just go onto Stellarium. You can type in anything you want to look at, and here we go with Andromeda Galaxy. So there's something really important to know is there's the Andromeda constellation, which is pretty big, and right in the vicinity of the Andromeda constellation is the Andromeda Galaxy. So we're specifically today going to be talking about the Andromeda Galaxy, but just to know, there is also this Andromeda constellation. Is there anything you want to say, Margo, just about this?
What comes to mind right now is actually that the Andromeda constellation was already known like in ancient times.
Mm.
However, I think at that point it was marked as a cloud,
Hmm.
and only in 1920s it was discovered as a galaxy. So at this point, our consciousness, humanity consciousness, was ready for looking beyond our solar system, beyond our galaxy, and seeing something more than just our galaxy. So it opened up to much vaster cosmos than we knew so far. Yes, and so that's the energy of it, really. This open, vast, expansive energy that comes through it the most, I think.
Mm. So yeah, and so for also for people who don't know much about the Andromeda Galaxy, it's from what I understand, it's not the closest galaxy to us, but it's the most visible galaxy, and it's one of the closest to us. And it's I think it's the Milky Way and Andromeda that are the biggest two galaxies in our what's called our local group. Is that right?
Yes, yes, yes. And I was under the impression that it actually is the closest one.
Mm.
It's 2.5 million light years away. So what it means, the light that we see right now, it traveled for 2.5 million years. So it's the old, very ancient energy that comes through there right now to us. But yeah, but they're both of our galaxies, the Milky Way and Andromeda, are in a cosmic dance. So
Yeah.
they're getting closer together and they will merge, not collide, but merge in about, I heard lately, that's the newest discoveries, I think, about that. 10 billion years, in 10 billion years will become one
Which is
galaxy.
amazing. And the merging is already starting on the outskirts of our both of the galaxies, which is just that's a whole topic, right? It's like,
Yeah, they already exchanged stars. That's what's happening. So some of the stars from Milky Way are being pulled towards Andromeda and vice versa. I don't know. For some reason, it makes me so happy
yeah,
to
me too.
know.
I love it. Yeah, like I was telling you before we started recording, I can feel it in my body, which sounds a little weird, but I really do feel that way, and it feels so good.
And this cosmic dance, the image I'm getting in my mind is basically them holding hands and just dancing like those kids, right? Happy and I don't know. That's how it shows up for me. Anyway.
I love it. Yeah, and so just to add a little more in terms of this astronomy of it, so right now we're recording this at the end of August 2024, and it's around this time of year, August, September, when Andromeda starts to be quite visible in the evening skies. That's my understanding. And it is visible without a telescope. It is so humongous that you can see it in the sky. So at this time of year, it's basically opposite the sun-ish, right? Or well, it's coming up. It's coming up now.
Coming up. It's gonna
Yeah.
get exact opposite in October.
Mhm. Mhm.
Around October 21st, 22nd. And that would be the best time as well if you want to meditate on it, to connect with that energy at the nighttime. You can do it in October. That's when it's opposite the sun in Northern Hemisphere. And then in April 18th, 17th, I think, it's the sun will be exact, so it's good to meditate on it during the day. The sun will conjunct Andromeda Galaxy, so that's how we can access that energy as well.
Beautiful. And so that also means if your birthday is in the middle of April, then your sun is basically conjunct the Andromeda Galaxy. You could think of it like, yeah. And for me, just to say, in my chart, the Andromeda Galaxy is on my Chiron and my South Node, so I feel quite drawn to it, and there's probably not a coincidence. Um, yeah, super beautiful.
And
And
how
also,
do you feel? Oh,
I,
sorry, go.
oh, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to ask you, how do you feel those energies of Andromeda combined with South Node and perhaps Chiron manifest in your life?
Yeah, well, and I'm also coming up, I'm heading toward my Chiron return,
Mm.
and Chiron is currently on my Venus. So I think that plays into a lot of what I'm currently feeling with Andromeda. But for me, it definitely feels like an energy really, really powerful. Just the image of the Andromeda Galaxy and the Milky Way Galaxy merging um feels like a parallel of a process I'm currently going through in myself of my own inner feminine and inner masculine merging for the first time, I think, in my existence, actually.
Mm.
I mean, that's a whole thing, really, really profound journey that I'm on in my own life. But I do have this deep body sense that something about that Andromeda galaxy energy is part of what's playing into the whole dance. Um, that we've been in this time of this illusion of separation, right? And so the masculine and the feminine have been in a dance of being polarized, and now we're in this time of remembering, the great remembering, and part of what has to happen is the feminine and masculine energies have to come back together and have to heal. And and so again, I have transiting Chiron on my Venus and my South Node, and then coming to my own Chiron, which is right where Andromeda is. So there's some connection. But it's like a body sense. I don't necessarily know if that's logically, if I
Mhm.
could explain it logically, but that's what I feel in my body.
Very powerful.
Yeah. Um,
And Andromeda Galaxy is much bigger than Milky Way, so it actually brings this very powerful, profound. Yeah. Even like when I talked about these two kids dancing, it seems like an even older sibling, sister or brother type of energy.
wow.
And it feels like the civilization over there, the beings there are further down the evolutionary journey. So they do, I think, it feels like there are this older sibling to us trying to guide us, and a lot
Mm.
of channelers also channel Andromedan beings. So they do guide us in our spiritual journey, I think.
Yeah, I know that I haven't channeled Andromeda beings yet, but I can feel it coming. It's definitely going to happen. So, yeah,
Yeah. And your
I
south node being there and it's like conjunct
yeah.
you from there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So there's no denying that. So
yeah.
you distant to bring this energy, anchoring it here. Yes,
Does
that's
it
wonderful.
play in your chart in a significant way? I'm guessing. Yeah.
So for me, um, actually, Aries lands in a third house, which is empty house. But I think Andromeda Galaxy being placed there, the themes that I'm going through, like I moved houses or apartments 21 times already in my life. So there is this sense of, so first of all, I think I need to start there. The paradigm in Andromeda is slightly different. Like there's this constant change. That's what they go through. So Lissariel Holtz brings it beautifully in her Galactic Heritage cards when she talks about change, that the only way to orient yourself is to really drop into your inner compass and listen to your inner guidance and have that strong develop. So this constant change going on there, it feels like I'm faced with that too in my like immediate surroundings. Like the third house is your neighborhood, your siblings, wherever, and I've been moving quite a lot throughout my life. So my immediate environment changed a lot of times. New people, new faces, new surroundings. But then, opposite to that, right opposite, basically, Andromeda Galaxy, I have Pluto in the ninth house. So that brings this transformation energy. Pluto brings the transformation energy in the ninth house, which is higher education, right? The lifelong learning and all that. I can see that a lot, and also distant travel. So apart from when I was born, I was born in Poland actually, but I already spent 12 years in Ireland. Now I'm living currently in Malta. So there is that theme going on as well. And I definitely transformed a lot through those travels, as well as I love traveling anyway. So I'm trying to visit. Now it's Europe, but at some point I think I'm gonna venture further away. I can see this energy coming through the Pluto definitely there as well, and transformative energy, and shifting a lot of old paradigms, and basically the travels and moving away allowed me to shed this old paradigms and old conditioning and programming and all that. So I can see it working through that here. And another thing in galactic astrology, when we talk about oppositions, is something that will be more apparent later in your life. When we're talking about conjunctions, right? It's from the start, from the get-go, you're kind of innate, born with it, and it's within you. So only recently, it will be, what, 2 or 3 years now, when I actually, no, now it's 4 years when I got interested with astrology, and that led me to galactic astrology, and that led me to diving into this deeper. Earlier in life, wasn't really into it, so I think Pluto, being opposite to Andromeda, activated later in my life definitely, and I'm just more aware of what's happening and how I'm evolving and how this energy is playing out. So yeah, in a nutshell, I have also one more. Actually, Neptune is trining Andromeda Galaxy in Sagittarius in my 12th house, and it's very close. My ascendant is quite close to be trining the Andromeda Galaxy, but I can so I can feel like I'm getting you are one of those people actually, that I'm now getting connected to people that I think I used to, or met even, or get to know them for the first time, their aspects of their souls in Andromeda Galaxy. Like we are decided to come here, and now we're going, and now we're basically getting to connect again. So that's
Ah,
interesting.
definitely, I agree. I think that's true for you and me for sure. Definitely. Yes.
So
Um, what are some other what are some other aspects of how galactic astrology sees Andromeda, or any other, yeah, anything else you want to bring in about what do you associate?
So even the Greek mythology, when we talk about Andromeda was a princess, and it was saved by oh,
Yes. Yeah.
Perseus, that one, from a sea monster. So this story kind of symbolizes the themes of rescue, liberation, and overcoming challenges, which can be linked to our spiritual journeys. So, and Andromeda Galaxy being in Andromeda constellation, I think inherits some of this, and even whatever comes through the channeling of Andromedan beings is they talk about the spiritual journey that we are on. They encourage us to keep going. They encourage us to transcend the limiting beliefs and the old conditioning and leave that all in the past. And they talk about unity and love. So I think this is coming powerfully from there.
Yeah, actually, yes, yes, I associate Andromeda so much with powerful unconditional love, which is also part of what's really waking up in me right now. I think it's my Chiron again. I mean, Chiron is on my Venus coming toward Andromeda, um, and Andromeda being on my natal Chiron. Right, right. There's this something about this. Like I keep feeling like the Earth is needing this powerful unconditional love to wake back up in our reality here. That we've been missing this, right? I mean, so much
Mm.
darkness and violence and blah, 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 blah. And I do wonder, yeah, I feel that powerful compassion, intense, it's like intense power of love. I associate that for sure with Andromeda. And I wonder if that's part of what's trying to move through my own body, my own being in this moment of my lifetime. Because as I told you, and I've mentioned probably somewhere else in my videos, the next book I'm supposed to be channeling in the series that I'm channeling is called the Love Speaks,
Mm.
and it's about the merging, the healing of the feminine and the masculine coming back together. But I also think it's going to be about all mm, the octaves of all different kinds of love, and including like being held by ultimate source love, and this version of love that's slightly different from source love, but I can feel it associated with Andromeda so powerfully. The power of existence that is so incredibly unconditional, and I think is maybe part of the power of love that has the capacity and the role of bringing back together the feminine and the masculine, which have been separated, right?
Mm.
In the illusion that it's separate. Yeah, so that definitely fits for me in a way that I'm still discovering, but yeah. Hmm.
And those two galaxies coming together
Yes,
as that,
exactly.
right?
That. Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
And it does feel like this divine union that like they already there in a way, at least in their galaxy. Like it seems they're that more advanced than we are, and that's what they're showing us the potential. I think that so they hold this light. You can get there as well. Just keep going, right? So that's what I'm getting.
Wow. Yes. And that also fits with something I've been feeling lately, which is, again, I'm still in my own personal process with this. So it's like right on the edge to even try to articulate it or share it at all. But it's the sense of, as I'm connecting with that version of love that's so powerful and so beyond anything I've known in this lifetime, um, it almost seems sort of like obvious and a little bizarre that up until now, speak for myself. I want to speak for anybody else. But typically, when we feel really powerful love with another human, right, we usually have the sense of, I want that. I'm attached and I need to be with that person or that thing or whatever. And then it can actually in a certain way start to perpetuate an illusion of separation, as opposed to this, what I'm experiencing as this higher version of love that truly brings it back together, because it's not attached in that exact way. And 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 now okay, so it's here's part of my own personal process, is that it's not that I don't think that attachment is it's not that I think attachment is bad in every case all the time. That's not what I feel. I think sometimes that's has its role and is beautiful. To want to be with somebody, that's important. And then there's this other experience that when I start to think of it of, oh, maybe the Andromeda energy is part of what's helping to hold that memory. It's a sense of yeah, how can we truly, truly love someone or something and yet want something for them other than what is in their highest good, right? And I think sometimes when we get in that attachment love thing, we do fall into, or I could say for myself, I have fallen into wanting something for that person that's not actually necessarily in their highest good. It's what I want. And then like, how is that helpful? It actually, it's just very, very difficult. So, um, yeah, there's something about I can feel how maybe the Andromeda energy is part of what's trying to pull us up, like pull us up into this other part of ourself that knows how to love in that way. Um, I don't know. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yes, I that does resonate, and this again, the wiser, the higher expression of love comes into mind, like the one that already transcended that level of, okay, this is what I want because yeah, that's what's coming through. They just, again, it's another manifestation of this advanced civilization who
Mm.
already done that. You can get here.
Wow.
Here it is. Yeah, you can do it, and that's how it feels. And I think we're just getting not the starseeds, the Andromedan starseeds. They are on the mission here with bringing and emanating this type of energy and teaching all around that's possible. And the freedom is also associated with Andromeda.
In what sense?
In let me just check quickly my. So I have few notes here, and there is that Andromedan starseeds are believed to have a deep inherent desire for freedom, both personally and collectively. They often value autonomy and resist any form of control or restriction. The gift helps them inspire others to break free from limiting beliefs and societal constraints, encouraging a more liberated and authentic way of living. So they often seen as catalysts for change, helping others to break free from old paradigms and embrace new ways of thinking and being. And I think this freedom, even freedom of the constraints, the limiting beliefs, and all that, is just helping us to evolve and move higher and higher and higher. But yeah, the freedom could be restricted in many different ways, and I feel like Andromedan starseeds are here to push the boundaries on that.
Wow. Well, and then it's so appropriate, feels like that it's in the sign, well, you could say it's in the sign of Aries, right? And it's
That's right.
totally makes sense.
That's right. And that's what I noticed actually lately in few signs already. I haven't looked at all of them yet, but it feels like whatever, in this case, is Andromeda Galaxy, but there was some other fixed stars when I was tuning into the energetics of them and then seeing which signs they are in, and I was like, it's just so divinely coordinated. Like they just implement each other, or even not multiply, but rather magnify. That's what I
Mhm.
wanted to say.
Beautiful. And I mean, just to throw in one other thing real quick, I'll show on here. I was just looking because it also makes me think of Eris Xena, the Kuiper Belt object, who's currently at about 24, 25 Aries. Um,
Okay.
So, I mean, if you look on Stellarium, it's on the other side of the ecliptic from the Andromeda Galaxy, more in Cetus the Whale rather than, but Cetus the Whale is part of the whole mythology of Perseus, Andromeda, and Pegasus, right? It's what,
He was a
anyway,
sea
so,
monster.
yeah, Cetus the Whale is the quote unquote monster. Um,
Okay.
and Pegasus was helping Perseus. Yeah. Anyway, so, but in terms of looking on a chart, Eris Xena, the transiting Eris Xena would be, it's getting very close to where Andromeda is, and it's definitely in the same general part of the sky. So again,
Mm-hmm.
like this energy of,
Liberation.
yeah, all of that. Yeah, that's really interesting. Hmm.
Yeah, freedom from karmic cycles also comes to mind here.
Hmm.
Um, and expansion of consciousness beyond earthly concerns.
Yeah.
This is all like just Andromeda Galaxy was I no, I don't wanna I haven't checked that, but what comes to mind now, it was the first galaxy that was discovered, so it kind of opened up the rest of the cosmos for us and looked further into the cosmos. So exploration, innovation, and breaking boundaries definitely
Yeah.
ring through here too.
Amazing.
And what house that lands in your
My
chart?
eighth house.
Eight. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Makes
That's
sense.
deep transformative energy, definitely.
Yeah.
Together with Chiron
And Venus.
and South Node. So the karmic cycles. Oh wow,
Yeah.
feeling that. Yeah.
Very powerful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But bringing in these gifts, right? Certain gifts of, I don't know, the
Even the
moon.
psychic gifts, Andromeda, also galaxies associated with it. So you channeling and connected with spirit world and the advanced civilization in Andromeda, they're also in different dimensions. So you connecting to wow, I mean, it makes so much sense right now for me. As the starseeds coming in from there, you have this innate ability to connect to this world on Earth, to those
Wow.
other realms of existence. So, I mean, so so on
Love it.
point. I love it.
Love it.
Fascinating, and I'm still in awe every
Yeah,
single
no.
time.
Like,
Every chart I dive in, it's just like wow,
yeah,
just confirmation after confirmation. Awesome.
exactly. I love it.
Hmm.
I want to have time to talk about your bedtime stories because they're so unbelievably amazing. Was there anything else though specifically about Andromeda that you wanted to make sure we say or um
No, nothing comes to mind right now. I think we touch up on the main points here. But actually, my next bedtime, cosmic bedtime story, how I call them, it's going to be the story from Andromeda
I'm
Galaxy.
so excited. I cannot
It's
wait.
really, really interesting one. Hopefully, it will convey the energetics of it. But the whole idea of the cosmic bedtime stories come around from the client sessions that I had. There were those amazing stories that blew my mind open. And also, I would in my past life, my past incarnations, some of those on different star systems, different planets in different star systems, and that's basically they inspired the each cosmic bedtime story is inspired in one of those past incarnations
Mm,
or parallel ones. Who knows how it all works, really?
yeah,
And the next one, yes, will be about Andromeda Galaxy.
amazing. Yeah, so just to say for people, so I mean, really, go look at Margot's YouTube channel. I'm gonna link it here. I'm not kidding you. These videos are so exquisite. And so Margot is gonna be way too humble and she's not gonna say this about herself, but She's an artist. I mean, you're also an artist. Like literally, you're trained as an artist, right? So
Yeah.
so these videos are works of art. I mean, not kidding, on so many levels. And okay, so I'll talk about, just to give a glimpse of the first video I saw of the bedtime stories, and why I got in touch with you is the first one you did, I think, right? On the crystal caves of, is it the Pleiades?
In Pleiades, yes.
Yeah, okay. So this video, everybody go watch it. Um, it you you have this most beautiful imagery of beings of this Pleiadian star system who come into a story together, and what it felt to me like, I've talked about, actually the video I just did with Pam Gregory, I was talking about I wasn't planning to, but I ended up talking about my own personal experiences with inner mountain beings and the crystalline world that they have shown me, right? And that I'm being asked to share out in the world, which is a little scary for me because it's very, very woo. It's about as woo woo out there as I get, but I'm being asked to talk about it. And I was stunned when I saw that video because it is exactly how I am shown the crystalline, like the crystalline inner mountain world that I'm shown is of the earth. It's not of the Pleiades, but I would guess there's a connection between the two or something. I don't know. But it was Chris. It was so in that video, the the characters, your characters are inside of a cave that is filled with crystalline form, right? And that is
Hmm.
exactly how I am shown in my experiences with these inner mountain beings. They're inside of the earth, their world is. It was just uncanny how similar it was. And then the storyline between the two main characters was bizarrely uncanny, with something going on in my own life and that I, again, couldn't find words for. So I don't know where in the world you're getting this, but just
From
yeah, from there, exactly. Same place we're getting. I mean, wow, it's just
Yeah.
amazing. But the thing that you do that I don't know anybody else, I certainly don't have the skills to do it, is that you convey it visually so beautifully. And on top of that, your voice. Your voice. I sometimes will put on your videos. I don't even listen to your words just so I can hear your voice because it instantly relaxes me, instantly soothes me. Like
Mm.
if I need to relax and go to sleep, sometimes I'll just put on your video just to literally just help my body relax.
Thank
So
you. Thank
healing
you.
and
Thank you.
so beautiful. I mean,
This was that was the idea behind it. I wanted to bring the soothing, definitely soothing, relaxing. That's why the idea of bedtime stories, but cosmic because I want to bring the energetics of different places in our cosmos and creativity, all that. I have a moon conjunct Pleiades, and I had to start with the Pleiades, and moon is actually in my fifth house. Depending on the whatever house system we're going into, but at some point it lands in a fifth house. So I feel like this creativity that comes through me is of Pleiades to some degree, and and this crystal cave came to me. There is one of the stars. Now I'm not off top of my head. I don't really can't recall which one exactly, but it has this celestial sanctuary for. It's like a celestial spa,
mhm.
spiritual spa, and you can go in and recharge. And they have what have seen in my mind, a lot of those crystals that they work with and crystalline energy and the healing energy, and there will be the caves as well that you could go and immerse yourself in those. So that's how that came through. And yeah, I also plan to do a meditation that will be actually guiding meditation to enter one of those crystal caves for
Oh,
yourself and receive the healing. So that also in the in the pipeline.
Wow. I cannot wait for that.
Me too.
Amazing. Oh, wow. And yeah, okay. So again, everybody please go subscribe to Margo's YouTube channel. You know, she's humble and she's the YouTube channel is relatively new and I'm like, why are not more people seeing it? Everybody needs to see this beautiful, beautiful channel. Um, and you also do sessions with people, right? Galactic astrology readings and
And soul, quantum soul guidance sessions as well. Yes, yes. You can find there are links basically on YouTube channel to my website as well if you would like to find out more.
yeah, I'll put all the links.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
amazing. Anything else you feel like you've forgotten to say or
One more thing that came for the longest time, I wasn't aware I was psychic
Mhm.
because I wasn't a clairvoyant. I'm not clair. Oh, there are too many clairs. I can't even.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I haven't been given visions or clairvoyant. I guess it's vision, and
Mhm.
then I wouldn't be hearing voices certainly, but I was getting downloads on my life, and that's one of the psychic way from Andromeda Galaxy. I learned that those starseeds are also gifted with that the way they would get the information through just knowing. You kind of get a download and you're like, you don't know where that came from,
Yeah.
but here it is. So yeah, that I wanted to touch on that as well.
Yeah, and I think that's so important because I think that's the probably one of the top things I hear from people is trying to, or I should say, doubting their gifts. I
Yes,
think,
yes.
yeah, I think you're a great example, right? Where you're saying, I'm not clairvoyant. Well, excuse me, but then how are you making these unbelievably beautiful visual
That's the
videos?
downloads I'm getting, right?
I don't know how is that not clairvoyant? I don't,
Interesting.
right?
Interesting.
Maybe like sometimes I think people have certain ideas of what these words mean, and then they don't feel like they fit that exact meaning of it. But then I'm like looking at them going,
But that's
excuse
what it is.
me.
And that's what I was pondering the other day. When something is inherent, like we're born with it, we very rarely can actually recognize it because it comes so naturally to us. So it's like, yeah, it's just there. It's available to me from get-go, right?
Yeah,
So very often someone else from outside has to point it out. No, you're very good at it. That's your
exactly.
gift. That's your talent.
So clear.
Yeah, yeah. So
Right.
yeah, we all fall into this, I guess. That's why the astrology open up a lot of and a lot of aha moments and yeah, those realizations.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's so important just to say it out loud one more time for everybody is how we each truly, truly have our own gifts. Really, truly. People would not be listening to this video if you're not in some way, I don't know, connected to this spiritual realms and there's some way it's coming through you and meant to come through you even more probably. And there's no one way. And I think we've been so programmed, so conditioned to shut it off, to think it's not good enough, to think that
Absolutely.
all of it, right? So all those words are still moving. We need to just let them go.
And
Seriously.
your latest beautiful series of remind me, it's becoming
Oh, the wholeness way.
yes,
Mm,
the wholeness way. It's just so beautifully basically connecting you all becoming a wholeness, right? I couldn't say it better than that. So the way it's done, and in the one video about becoming the quantum light, the pillar of light. OMG, I haven't commented on it yet because I just watched it at some point, but that's the way I was connecting all along with when I was grounding myself, I was always shooting this beam, this pillar of light going into straight to the source. So that's when you started to describe like people just should go and basically do it, listen to it, and be guided by. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful how you bring that all in. What's the word? Very, yeah. You just guide people love beautifully with love how to become whole again. Yeah.
Mm. Well, again, we each have our own thing, right?
Mission.
Every single one of us has something or
Those
multiple things.
unique,
Yeah.
those unique ways to express this energy. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Amazing.
thank you for
Thank you.
doing that.
Really, truly. All right. Well, yes, we would love to hear from everybody watching and would love to hear what's been coming alive for you in this conversation. There's so many things. And
Absolutely.
yeah, and just go to Margo's YouTube channel and subscribe. Please, please. Okay.
Thank you
Thank
so
you, thank you,
much.
thank you. See you all soon.
Bye.